without stress.
This was something. Look at us. So 1 hour later,
Yeah, so
almost 1 hour.
of course, last week we had the whole media team from Spain and all the technical people were here in the studio. But yeah, now they are actually outside of the country. Spain team is back to Spain. Then we have some other teams that are right now in countries.
Filming.
And we cannot say where.
We cannot say
where.
Okay.
But they're also in countries doing the 3D recordings, and the audio engineers, of course, are with them. So yeah, actually, Igor was the audio engineer and I the video engineer. So yeah.
Can you imagine when I have to do something technically, you can forget it. I'm always running late, but in this case, completely. And you know what? Actually, Roald, we have a more professional studio than we ever had before.
Yeah, there's so many devices. I get already dizzy when I look at it. But
I see camera 1, camera 2, 3. It looks like a complete Hollywood studio.
We can actually do some testing. So we are at camera 1 now, and then we switch to camera 2.
2. We moved. Yes.
Now we switch to camera 3.
3. Yes. There we are.
And back to 1.
Back to 1. Now you can imagine when we do this fast. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Let's give the guy behind the desk a little bit peace of mind right now, because it's been
yeah, you know
what
a lucky we are that we have Surat. Otherwise we could have forgot this call, isn't it?
Oh, we did it, and that's what matters. So we are
it's
back.
Done.
We have what is it? Only about a week to go till the end of the month. That means that many promotions are ending. We get really close to phasing out Decoin distribution. And
guys, understand Decoin.
And we have 1 month till the event, and I can tell you, I don't think that ever before we did so many things to prepare for an event. Not only for the event itself, but all the products. You will see so many new releases, promotions, things that we have been working on behind the scenes. Soft launch of the View, of course, the relaunch of Forex Insiders, also the opening of the USA market. My advice already now at the beginning of the call, make sure that you have enough tickets for your team, and make sure that everybody is there live watching and get the news firsthand.
When they are not live, they will miss something.
They will be late. You can think, hey, I'm gonna watch later.
Yeah.
Try us.
You will find out that when you watch later, some things are already
5 minutes later could mean a lot.
Could be sold out, could be done, could be over. You know what it is. It is, and actually, there are already. I saw last week an update in the View about how you could see how when you allocated the units, and it was a beautiful update as well.
I think actually last week we had the COC call right after the global call, and then there was a call that asked, hey, can we add the date and the time so that everybody can see when certain memberships are allocated? And you ask, we provide.
Immediately, thanks to Ahmad, as I say.
Ahmad asked the questions. And,
hey, thank you, Ahmad, for that, because it's beautiful to have this.
So on the Monday night, I think around Monday or Tuesday, I don't even know exactly what date, but somewhere last week it was there.
Yeah. So you see,
I see that Jason is already in the screen.
Man, Jason and Craig, they are waiting and waiting. They are somewhere sitting at the other side of the world, because they
we had to switch them from left to right just to make sure that everything was working.
I hope that everybody understands that they had to use the other link, because that's possibility.
Well, I think that people should anyhow, when things are not working, you should look in the WhatsApp groups to get the latest update and see where you need to go. And this was something that was solved. So today,
make sure that when your team is not yet on this call, that you move them forward. That's why when you saw me, I was busy filming actually and looking and putting from one in the other. Yes.
They cannot hear the soundtrack, but I don't see anybody complain, so the sound is for sure there. Can you imagine we start over again? It would also not be the first time.
Every time when we update this studio, man, it is, Roald, what a light do we have. We have so much light.
And it's now all at the ceiling, so there's not like 7 tripods here standing, and we have to move around, make sure that we don't hit it. So yeah, this is a global call. We have a lot of positive trainings, of course. We have, again, Craig and Jason on the call, this time from the US. Last time they were in the Netherlands. The next week, you're not here, right?
No, next week, but you are not here
I'm
too.
also not here.
You are in Atlanta and I'm in Dubai. So you go to one side of the world, you go to the Americas, and I go to Asia.
Will be a 9-hour time difference.
How do we do that with the call then?
We figure it out like we always do.
So we do a sort of international
But
one.
the good thing is actually we are right now in the US. We are finalizing office space.
Yeah.
Of course, it will take a little bit time before it's ready. But when it's ready, there will also be a studio in the US office. So that means we can just switch from that studio and make that the
into
live.
this one. So that
Simple.
means that I actually have to look in Dubai if we can have.
Look for a studio.
Hey, it depends. It depends. When we get enough people at that site, we can do something, isn't it?
We will open up offices all around the world. So this is
It's
just
up to you,
another
ladies
one.
and gentlemen.
So today we have something something new that they don't know. Normally we do always the tombola, I think, right now.
Yes.
But that's completely not ready today. But I promise you that during the call, during the training of Greg and Jason,
we will come
up
up
with something.
I have some ideas.
You have
So,
some
so
ideas?
you ask me actually now to come up with ideas.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
so
Boom,
that I
boom.
can say no.
But that's good. But at least I'm allowed to come up with ideas. Wow.
So that is a good moment.
Yes.
So give us a little bit of time. We'll have some great things at the end of the call. And right now, let's see if Greg and Jason made it. Whoa, they went to 3 different calls, I think, to make sure that we got them here. But Greg, Jason?
Are you there, guys?
Yes, we are here.
Yes, there
Yeah,
they
We're
are.
here.
Folks, they are
Hey!
there. Who is ready? Who is ready?
Are you
to
ready?
rock
Are you ready,
and
neighbor?
roll?
Yes, 100%. Always ready.
Actually, we cannot hear your sound, so we will just give it to you, Greg,
Yes.
and then you can actually introduce Jason, and then we'll go back in the end of the call.
And then we
Perfect.
have something for you.
All right, perfect.
See you.
Perfect,
See
perfect.
you.
Let's go.
Mwah.
All right, so this was good. This is a good test of patience and thought process and mindset, because you got to ask yourself, when you're in business, do things change, right? When you have an expectation about things, do they change? And do you have to pivot? And do you have to be flexible? And do you have to adjust? And do you have to panic? And do you have to reinvent and jump out of a plane and build a parachute on the way down? When you're an entrepreneur, the answer is always yes. Always, always yes. And maintaining a positive mindset through difficult moments is the key to really living well. I was thinking about that this week, and my brain has been on the evolution to revolution mentality. And I told you at the beginning of the year that I was really thinking about my word for the year is revolution. And I think that revolution is really the relationship to radical change. And what's really interesting, we're trying to create some change in the way that we attend these events, the way that we attend the global calls. And it doesn't always work. And you want to test things out. You want it to be perfect. You want it to be smooth, but that's not really real life. Your life is not smooth. Your life has never been smooth. You've always had pain. You've always had suffering. The human condition everywhere around the world, the human condition is rooted in suffering. Buddha taught this. Muhammad taught this. Christ taught this. Anybody who has ever been on the planet for any amount of time has suffered. But from pain comes perspective and commitment and energy and excitement and dreams and belief and motion and movement and everything else. And so what I love about this scenario, even though it's imperfect, is that it gives you the opportunity to either make a decision, man, I'm really pissed that I'm an hour late, or man, I'm really glad we figured out how to get here. See, I keep this thing behind me because this is truly, success is what we're after, whatever it is, however it's rooted, whatever it's decided it is. But it's all of this stuff. It's failures, doubts, criticisms, it's rejections, it's mistakes, it's all of that. That's what lives underneath it. You should love and embrace pain. You should love and embrace suffering. I never did. I'm going to be honest with you and say, I always try to avoid pain and suffering. We all do. We all try to avoid it. And even our brains tell us that when pain comes in front of us, we shift away from it because we don't want it. We're naturally inclined to go toward things that are smooth and easy and comforting. But there's no growth, there's no successes really found in smooth, easy, and comforting. There's a lot of people who live very comfortable, broke lives. They have nice TVs, they have a couch, they go home, they work, they get back on their couch, they get back in their bed, they have their meals, and they're content to do not much. But pain stimulates activity and opportunity, and it's a positive mindset, and it's about discipline and the rigorous discipline of being willing to stay in something, whatever it is, and have the right mindset. See, we remember people who are positive in life. We remember the Mother Teresas and the Desmond Tutus and the people that have created and lived through pain and still maintain positivity, the Gandhis, the et cetera. Like, there's historical figures that still are in our brains that reverberate through eternity because they were positive. I want you to think about that. If you're always positive, people remember you about that. They remember the impact about you put in their brains. And I'm going to tell you a little story that I was thinking about as I was teeing up this conversation today. I was reminded of a guy named Ronald J. Reed. Ronald J. Reed. He died in 2014. He lived in rural Vermont here in the United States, in the northeast corner of the United States, in a state that nobody cares about, that is tiny, it's trees, and this guy was living a very poor life in a rural area in Vermont. He was the janitor. He swept the floors of a retail store called J.C. Penney for 17 years. And for 25 years, he did car repairs in a small shop in his town. He was widowed when he was 50 years old. And his favorite hobby was chopping firewood. Not a guy that you would typically remember. But in 2014, he died. And he made international news. Because in 2014, 2.5 million people died in the United States in that year. And only 4,000 of them or less died with significant amounts of money. Out of 2.5 million people, 4,000 died with a net worth over $8 million. Ronald J. Reed was one of them, and he left $2 million to his children and $6 million to a hospital. Now, in that same year, there was a guy named Richard Fuscone who was a Merrill Lynch trader, and at 40 years old, he retired with a bunch of money to become a philanthropist. He had a big home in Palm Beach, Florida, where the richest of the rich in the United States live. Donald Trump lives there, Tony Robbins lives there, a bunch of people that are well known on the global stage. And he had a huge house in Greenwich, Connecticut, which feeds into New York City, where the richest people in America live, in Greenwich, Connecticut. And this guy had all the money in the world, and he just started leveraging his money, leveraging his debt. And in 2008, he lost it all. And when the financial crisis in the United States, well, actually it was on the global stage, hit, he lost everything. And so here is a case in point where a janitor in Vermont outperformed a Wharton University trained guy who made bad decisions, who just didn't have discipline on his money. And what's interesting about that is that finance, the psychology of money, the psychology of finance is a very interesting thing because it's not a hard science. Sometimes we talk about it's rooted in math and all of that, but it's not a hard science. Money is a soft skill. See, physics is rooted in laws, right? You jump off a building, you're going to fall and you're going to hit the ground. If you put too much force on a bridge, wherever that force is, it's potentially going to break and fall, and that can create a problem. Those are physics laws. Those are immutable, meaning they're not arguable. They're facts. But financial services is interesting because any person with the right behaviors can outperform other people. See, it's about behaviors. It's more important in this scenario how you behave than what you know. And I want to tell you that the soft skills of finances, of how you behave, being more important how you behave than what you know, is actually true of network marketing. See, the laws that govern network marketing and finance are exactly the same. It's a matter of mindset and behavior. And I've talked to you about this over and over again, and I'm going to keep doing it over and over again because it's really an issue about behavior. If you want to succeed in this industry, this business, this channel, this company, it's not at all a matter of what you know. There's a lot of really super smart people in this company all over the world, but we don't know them because they're not actually behaving very well. They're not actually behaving in a way that replicates, duplicates, and incites growth and success. And if you understand that success is really related to behaviors here, then yeah, you'll gather the information and gather your intellect, but it's really about going out and behaving in a way that is consistent with the industry that brings business. And it also starts with that positive mindset, which really is about how do you pivot when those things come to you. So I want to share with you something that I became clear about 5-6 years ago. There are 4 keys to success in general. 4 keys to success in general. Number 1 is mindset. I share that with you all the time. A mindset, it's got to be gritty, resilient, enthusiastic regardless. Gritty, resilient, enthusiastic regardless, right? It's you fall 7 times, you stand up 8, always. You fall 8, you stand up 9. You fall 10, you stand up 11. You never quit ever until you fall into your grave. You just get up every time. Setbacks are beautiful. Setbacks are always the floor and the reignition point for comebacks. And comebacks are very powerful because it's got energy and commitment and belief and a desire to prove it to yourself and other people. It's amazing, right? Comebacks are incredible. So be a comeback artist. You either win or you learn. This is the mindset. Win or learn, win or learn. I didn't win, I learned something. What did I learn? Now I'm gonna come back. You understand what I'm saying? And it's do or die, always do or die. I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna die. Do it or I'm gonna die, because you're not gonna die. You will die if you don't do it. You'll die a slow death of regret, and that sucks. Number 1, mindset. Number 2 is culture, always culture. Now, this is interesting because culture is about guiding principles. So I talk all the time about our 5 core values of integrity, innovation, freedom, contribution, and leadership. These are cultural mores, cultural laws, pillars that hold up the floor of our dream of Success Factory. And it's true at a global level, just as it is at an individual level, just as it is on the COC. Nobody's above the law, above the culture, above the ideas. The cultures are about creating rules and enforcing them and adhering to them, because it's about performance and effectiveness. See, performance and effectiveness and speed are absolutely related to the culture. And if you're a culture of one person, if you're a culture of one in your team, make sure that culture is awesome and amazing, because what happens is it attracts more of the same. And if you're a culture of many, make sure that you stand as a great ensign, a great example, a lighthouse in the dark to the people around you as the best example. again, it applies. We had this conversation at the COC level even just last week. It's not easy because, you know, sometimes we want to move on in different ways, but really laws and rules are set in place for a reason, and we have them to create speed and continuity and agreement with one another. So number one is mindset. That's one key to success, right? It's one key to the car. The other key is culture. The third key is leadership. Leadership is one of those things that mobilizes people to struggle for shared aspirations, right? Leaders inspire people to mobilize and focus and go after shared aspirations. And what leaders do is they model the way, they inspire shared vision, they challenge the process, they enable other people to act freely and by, you know, like getting them to act, but also enabling them to act by taking things out of their way. That's what leaders do. And they encourage the heart. That's what great leaders do. They mobilize, they encourage, they enable, etc. So that's the third key. So the keys are mindset, culture, leadership, and momentum. So Jason and I talk about momentum a lot for a reason, because momentum is an interesting thing, because you either have it or you don't. It's personal and business. And with momentum, you always have to be in a state of change. You always have to be ready to pivot, like we did at the beginning of this, because you're trying to unstick the stuck. You're trying to unstick your own stuck, right? You either change or you unchange. You change or you unchange. And you're trying to unstick your own stuck because it's you doing that, and then you're trying to help others unstick themselves, and you're the solution. So you're either the fuel to your momentum, or you're the fool that doesn't actually do it. You're the fuel or the fool, right? And momentum is a state of mind, and you've heard me say this before, but I love this concept. Momentum is a state of mind, and it ignites energy and enthusiasm, right? And passion, and it's subjective, meaning you just create it in your brain. It's an emotional perception. You feel it. You just think it, believe it, feel it. It's subjective. You make it happen, and you manufacture it in your mind. And here's what's amazing magic. When you have this artificial creation, this artificial manufacturing of momentum, then it attracts real and even more momentum. And average people do not understand what I just said. But champions understand what I just said, meaning they go about the idea of creating it. And you've heard me do this even at the last year's digital meeting. I stand and I say, I have massive momentum. I have massive momentum. I'm not joking when I say that I do that. I do that all the time. I did it before this call. I went in and looked in the mirror like, you're awesome, you're awesome, you're awesome, until I laughed at myself, because I've been doing this for 20 years. And I know the energetic exchange that I have with myself, so that I'm prepared to give to you at the highest level that I possibly can as a human being. Champions create it. So be a champion and create it. Because this is about a revolution sparking a revolution of change in the world. And the more you incite activity, action, and a revolution and a change and belief in other people, the more you're able to do that, the more people you inspire, the more money you make. It's just that simple. In traditional business, the more people that are reporting to you, that are underneath you, is how much more money you make. It's just that. And it's the same thing in this business. If you have you and two other people, you don't make much money. But if you have you and 200,000 other people, you make an enormous amount of money. That's the relationship to it. And it comes down to love versus fear. I've shared this concept with you before. This is my concept that I've derived and developed over 20 years. This is you. You are energy. You are energy. You are energy. Business is about energy. Life is about energy. Exchange about energy. It's energy, energy, energy. So you can choose to either operate your life from fear or love. Love is an energy. Fear is a choice and an energy. You can do either one of them. It doesn't really matter, right? So you have to shift your mind. Always shift your mind, because it's easy and natural to go to a place of fear. Fear happens to us. It's natural. We get scared, we get lazy, we take a break, and then we're like, oh shit, I lost my momentum. I got to get my momentum back. But then we're fearful because we actually know we have to work at it. Because if we choose fear and we allow it to actually wave over us and be a part of us, what ends up happening is we start to see the world like, there's not enough there for me. I don't have enough energy. There's not enough people, etc. And then because we've been operating in scarcity and justifying that behavior and thought, we become a victim of ourselves. Like, see, proof, there it is. I tried, nothing happened. Nobody was there. They didn't answer the phone. They rejected me. They left, they quit, whatever. And then we allow ourselves to be out of control because we give responsibility to something other than ourselves. And we're completely out of control. And the things that go along with that are, when we have scarcity, we have pessimism. We have reasons, excuses. We're toughing it out. We're putting it up. We're putting up with it. Those are the words that come out of our mouths. And then we justify, and we have hostility, covert hostility. We blame other people, those MFers, those jerks, whatever. We do all of that. And then what happens is we end up becoming sick. We literally become sick in the head, sick in the heart. And then physically we'll ultimately become sick because we're operating from a place of fear of competition, fear of other people, fear of our own selves typically. And what happens with this energy, because you are energy, what happens is fear consumes, contracts, and constricts you, limits you, tightens you down. Now, conversely, because you're energy, if you shift it to love, here's what's beautiful. Love takes you to a place of abundance. There's plenty out there, man. There's me, you. There's 8 billion people on the planet. I'll take 1 billion, you take 1 billion, and the 8 of us will become good trillionaires or whatever, right? This is a very important thing, because when you go to love is a crazy awesome energy, because the way it affects you is it expands, encourages, and enlightens you. You get smarter in love, you get dumber in fear. Smarter in love, dumber in fear. The dumbest people I know are fear-driven, negative human beings. The smartest people I know are love-based, kind, empathic human beings. Don't you forget that, right? So when you operate that way and you get to a place of abundance and optimism, what that happens is you become an owner of your life, an owner of your experiences. This is beautiful because now you're getting results, you're setting goals, you're making decisions, and you have mental toughness that follows it. And then you live in a place of enthusiasm, because this business is nothing but possibility created in your own brain. It's momentum created in your own brain. And what happens is then you become in control. You're in control of your life. You start with love, you end up in control, and you're a powerful person, a champion, a winner, versus being out of control where you're weak and a loser. What do you want to be, people? Where do you want to be? You want to operate from fear and love and you want to operate from fear and be out of control, or love and in control? The more you grasp this, the more powerful this is. Because I can tell you intellectually, there's IQ. This is your brain. Looks like a kidney, but it's a brain. And this is your IQ, right? This is independent. This is you and how smart you are. You should be smart. You should try to be as smart as you can. Build your IQ. That's important. However, what makes money in the real world is your EQ, your emotional quotient, which is you wrap your heart around your brain and you let them work together, and you listen differently. You intuit, you're intelligent, but you hear from your heart as well. That's how you do this. Now, what that looks like to me, so you have, again, you have IQ and EQ, right? IQ and EQ, here I am, IQ and EQ. Together, to me, that creates WeQ, right? This is your WeQ. This is your brain, your heart, and the world, and the way you wrap around the world. This is the WeQ. This dawned on me the other day. This is like, I thought this was my own personal revelation. I talk to you all the time about evolution, revelation to revolution. To me, this is a revelation, because life is about WeQ. And I think when it comes right down to it, it's about how we build a team, not what we do individually. I really struggle with people who are purely narcissistic and think only of themselves. I personally struggle with it. I've dealt with it my whole life. It's okay. The whole world is filled with self-centered, narcissistic people. I get it. And to some degree, they're actually valuable and meaningful. But it's about creating a team, right? It's about creating a team. And as they say, there's no I in team. But it turns out there is an I in team. There's an I in the a-hole. The I is in the a-hole. Hear what I'm saying. If you understand what I'm saying, when you are talking about yourself, trying to build a team, but you're about yourself, you're literally in the a-hole. And so don't be an I-hole. Be a team player that's building a team, that's doing it this way, as with your we quotient, if that makes sense, right? Your IQ and your EQ is your we Q. Be about this. Be about how you build a giant world, how you affect the world, because everybody's looking for the same stuff. I shared this with you before too. The 4 freedoms people are seeking every single time is time freedom, money freedom, relationship freedom, and purpose freedom. We can deliver that with Success Factory. I hope you will. I hope you do. And I hope you will create a we Q for yourself, a we Q mentality. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jason, who, you know, if there's one guy that I know in the world who has mastered an intellectual and emotional quotient methodology together and operates with a pure we Q, it's Jason. And this is one of the reasons I love this guy so much, and why he's been one of my best friends for 20 years is because he's that guy. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, brother Jason Tyne. The mic is yours now.
Very good. Don't be the a-hole.
Don't be the a-hole.
Don't be the a-hole. never seen teams spelled that way like that in the old black letters, but it proves the point.
It's the only way to find the I.
Oh, okay.
Because when somebody says there's no I in team, I say yes, there is. It's in the A.
Found it.
There it is.
You found it. We got it. Well, very cool. Again, yeah, sorry, apologies for the beginning of this call. You know, there are things that happen in business that sometimes delay where you need to be, but ultimately you're here where you need to be. And I'm grateful and honored that you all stuck around. You stuck through the little bumps in the road. You know, business and winning in life takes tenacity, takes perseverance. Not everything is going to be perfect every single day. You're not going to be perfect every single day. Your team's not going to be perfect every single day. And so you just have to keep going. You know, when the going gets tough, they say you just keep on going. And like I said last week, is your ability to make money is your ability to solve problems. And the reward for solving one problem is a bigger problem. And the reward for solving that bigger problem is another bigger problem if you're going in the right direction. And so, you know, as long as there's people involved in business, business is going to be tricky, business will be difficult, and business will be full of problems. And that's okay, because that's what separates winners from losers. That's what separates great teams from not so great teams. It's what allows leaders to emerge, what allows learning to emerge. And as long as you're learning, as long as you're growing, as long as you're willing to receive feedback, give feedback, but also willing to receive feedback, then you have an opportunity for growth. And that opportunity for growth can serve you and serve thousands of other people, because when opportunity meets destiny, people need to meet the best version of you possible. Right? When opportunity meets destiny, people need to meet the best version of you possible. And that means that you've got to be self-aware, and that self-awareness leads to self-management. And sometimes that self-management then makes you socially aware, makes you aware of other people and other circumstances doing something very similar to you, that you may have an opportunity to help that person. And that leads to social leadership. And that's what, you know, what I love about this business, what I love about Success Factory, what I love about us being in so many different countries with so many different cultures, with so many different backgrounds and so many different experiences, is it requires everybody to increase their capacity. Requires everyone to increase their capabilities as well. But remember, your capabilities always hit against the boundary of your capacity. So while you could be capable of learning, and while you could be capable of growing, while you could be capable of leading, while you could be capable of empowering other people, it's only as big as your capacity to do that. And capacity means that you're effective and you're efficient when you're doing something, right? Capacity means you're effective and you're efficient when you're doing something. And that's what we all need to focus on. And I think that when we come heading into digital Dubai and its evolution to revolution, it's time to start painting a big, broad picture of what the vision of Success Factory is. It's a vision of where you are, where you've come from, where you are, and where you want to go. And I think that it's going to be a difference. It'll be a defining moment that it'll separate people that are purely based on resume, meaning all of us that have done things and looking to the past, versus vision of, because we have a past, we have a future. And because there is a past, it means that if you learn from those experiences, that sets up an opportunity to do something great into the future. And I think more people in 2022, this year in particular, based on where the world has been in the past 2 years, I think most people are becoming ripe to do something new. I think most people have been fed up with just getting by. They're tired of things just being okay, of things just being good. And I think most people, if they're leaning on the side of the types of people we want to surround ourselves with, of people that want to be champions, of people that want to chase their destiny, they're going to be more vision oriented. They're going to be leaning more on the vision side of reality than on the what has happened side of reality. And you've got to start practicing, and you've got to start learning the language of selling the brightness of the future. You've got to get good at the language of selling the brightness of the future, of what could be possible, of what greatness looks like, of what destiny looks like to you, of what the vision of this company looks like, of what the mission of this company looks like. What does it actually mean to you? Does it actually sit inside of you, or is it just a cliche? And when people hear you talk about innovating wealth creation for humanity, does it stir up emotions inside of them that say, I want to come join you? Whatever it is that you're doing, I want to come join you. I just want to grab onto the coattails of your jacket and just pull me further than I could go on my own. Are people feeling catapulted into the vision that you're sharing with them of who Success Factory is and where it is that we're going? We have products, and those products are great, and it can capture the imagination, but it's more important that the company itself, that everybody understand that this year, from evolution to revolution, means significant change, means significant movement, means a time to break through, a time to break out. And you've got to understand that your language, the words that you use when you're talking to somebody new, is going to paint a picture for them that they either see themselves in that picture or they don't see themselves in that picture. And they're either going to be stirred into their emotions of wanting to join you and wanting to join this movement, or they don't. They may just say, you know, this probably doesn't seem like it's for me. However, if you really upgrade the way you talk, if you really focus on it, if you really practice it, if you really go out and continually do it every single day, have conversations every single day with new people that are looking for an opportunity. If you do that every single day, I guarantee you, by the end of a week, by the end of 2 weeks, by the end of 3 weeks, by the end of 4 weeks, you'll be able to tell a compelling story to anybody, anytime, anywhere, and you'll actually begin to tell it with conviction, because you'll actually begin to start to believe it. Because the more you start using the right words, the more you start telling the right story, the more people want to say, I just want to be around you. I just want to be built up. I just want to go ahead and chase after something. I don't want people telling me I can't do it. I don't want my ego to come in and take me down. I don't want to believe in the fear and the anxiety and the worries of the world. I don't want to get caught in tearing other people down. I want to get caught up in a vision of something that's greater than me. I want to get caught up in the spirit of who I could be. I want to get caught up in the spirit of chasing after my destiny. I want to get caught up in the spirit of my God-given talents and what I have to offer to the world. I want to get caught up in my ability to go earn cash flow. I want to get caught up in my ability to earn profit flow and wealth flow. I want to get caught up in the ability to shape the destiny of my entire family for generations to generations. It's not a small game that we talk about. It's not a small game that we play. It's a big game to go and play, which means we've all got to get better. We've all got to increase our capability. We all have to increase our capacity to go and dominate this year, to go and create the evolution to revolution in this industry. From the way that we look in the stages, from the way that we create the virtual event, to the scenery of what it is, the studios of what it is, the products of what we have, everything is revolutionizing the way other people are doing network marketing. They're going to look to us as the forefront. They're going to look to us as the leader. They're going to look to us as the ones to follow, right? Everyone can be a me too. Anybody can be a me too. Anybody can say, I can be a copy and paste of that version. It takes strength and tenacity and innovation and leadership to be the leader in an industry that's revolutionizing the way things are done, and recognizing that people, like Craig said, the freedoms that people are looking for, but a lot of, those 4 freedoms roll themselves into 3 main categories of what people need help with and what they're looking for. People need help with healing, right? There are so many people out there that are hurting, right? So if you have these 3 words, this first word is healing. People are struggling financially, they're struggling emotionally, they're struggling relationship-wise, they're struggling with their experience, their life experience, they're struggling with the reality of where their life is versus where they thought it would be. And a lot of people are looking to move through a process of healing. Life isn't always good. There's separations, there's fights, there's all kinds of things that lead people to need healing. And the Success Factory created an environment that allows that to take place, that we can nurture people along, that we allow them to look at the best of who they are, while also providing great feedback to what can make them better, what can help someone increase their capability, what can help someone increase their capacity. But everybody needs healing in some fashion or form inside of their being. The second thing that people are looking for to increase their capacity is in their relationships. I spoke about this last week, is that the speed of relationships, right? Your destiny comes from the speed of your relationships. So if you have healing, but you also have relationships. So the more that you heal individually, the better you become at creating, maintaining, and building strong relationships. And the reason why relationships are important and why they'll continue to be important is as we head into the view for the soft launch, the beta launch in this year of February, but more importantly, into 2023, right? When you start looking at healing, we start looking at relationships, when you start looking at the ability to go do things with other people in any type of environment that you could possibly think of, the avatar of you will all of a sudden be an extension of who you really are. Right? Something deep down inside of you, who you really are. So relationships and the power of relationships and the strength of relationships become more and more important as time progresses on. And then finally, the third component that everyone is trying to grab a hold of is how do they increase their capacity and what is the vision for themselves financially, right? So the intersection of all 3 of these things impact the individual. So when you're painting a picture of the future, when you're talking about the vision of the future and what Success Factory could be, and would someone want to come and play in the game called Success Factory, where are they in a healing process? Where are they with relationships? And where are they financially? And to pay attention to this financial one becomes a big one for most people because it impacts their healing and it impacts relationships, right? This one plays a big motivation for most people on the planet. And I think that you're aware of it. So financially, there's 2 sets of people in the financial category. There's those that have it, right? There's those that have financial stability, financial strength. They understand cash flow, they understand profit flow, they understand wealth flow. And for the people that have it, their number one concern for themselves is, how am I going to keep it, right? How am I going to keep it? And how am I going to maintain it? And then how will I grow it beyond what it is currently, right? So many people are out there doing extremely well financially, but they have this fear and they have this burden and they have this anxiety that sits in the back of their head, which says, how am I going to keep it? How am I going to maintain it? And how am I actually going to make it grow? Because most people are trapped in the game of this isn't it, is it? Most people that are successful, that have earned something, get trapped in a game called this isn't it, is it? So most people, if you have a goal for yourself, you say, look, I want to be able to make $100,000 in a year, or I want to be able to make $1 million in a year, or I want to buy a certain type of car or a certain type of house, and you go after it and you achieve it and you hit it. After about a month or after about 2 months of hitting it, of getting it, whether it's $100,000 or $1 million a year, whatever it is, a couple of months after doing it, you get trapped in the psychological game called this isn't it, is it? You thought that it would bring you happiness. You thought it would bring you everything you were destined to do, but you realize all of a sudden that you still need some healing. There's something wrong with some relationships, and you get trapped in this game called this isn't it, is it? So that's the first category. The people that have money, they want to know, how do I keep it? How do I maintain it? And how do I grow it? And then there's the second category of people financially, which is the majority of people in the world. And the second category of people financially is that those that don't have it, right? Those that don't have it, those that don't have the cash flow, those that don't have the profit flow, those that don't have the opportunity, those that don't know that there's an opportunity for themselves, those that don't believe that there's an opportunity for themselves, those that don't believe in themselves to get after an opportunity for themselves. They don't have it, and their number one concern is, how do I go get it? Right? They don't have it, and they play a game of, how do I go and get it? And we have a way of showing people how to go and get it. You could look at all the leaders in our company. You could look at the history of our company. It's got solid strength. It's got a solid foundation. It's strong financially. This year will be 4 years old, and it's becoming a place, it's becoming a lighthouse for other people to start paying attention to it. Right? We have a place for people to know and begin to how to go get it. But they've got to have a strategy. They got to have a vision. And the strategy is very clear, right? When you talk to people and you're painting a picture of the brightness of the future, right? There's two things in the strategy that you do. Number one is you've got to capture them with a vision. You've got to capture them with a vision of what could be. You have to capture them with a vision of where the company is going. You have to capture them with a vision of the speed that our company is moving at. You have to capture them with a vision of the size of the game that they can play. They can play this anywhere in the world in any language, right? There's no products to ship. There's no shipping and handling. There's no nothing. It's a service-based product. It's all digital, right? It's wealth creation through the digitization of assets. So that's the first thing, is you got to be able to capture with a vision. The second thing you have to be able to do is you have to be able to connect with the strategy, right? So you capture them with a vision, but then you connect with a strategy. And when you're connecting them with a strategy, they want to know, how do I win the money game, right? If I were to do this, and if I were to pay the big whopping 25 euros to join this business, to get into business for a whopping 25 euros, I'm really going to put myself at risk. I really want to go and become a multi-millionaire, but I'm going to weigh this decision of 25 euros. And I'm going to weigh this decision of, what package do I buy? And it's either in the hundreds of euros or it's in the thousands of euros. And I want this massive multi-million-dollar operation to come pouring at me. So you got to capture with the vision, but you got to connect with a strategy. And when you're talking about strategy, there's a money strategy, and I won't go too far into it, but you have to be able to paint a story to them that shows them that there's earned income, right? There's passive income, there's portfolio income, right? There's CAB, there's a customer acquisition bonus, there's the volume bonus, right? And then there's the leadership bonus. There's 3 ways of getting paid. You can get paid one way, or you can get paid a combination of all 3, right? You can get paid one way, or you can get paid a combination of all 3. You can have one main position, or you can build 3 income centers. For anyone that's intelligent enough to say, I'm going to chase after my destiny and I want to connect with a strategy, it only makes sense to have 3 income centers, because that allows me the opportunity to go create more earned income. It allows me the opportunity to go create more passive income and more portfolio income. It allows me the opportunity to create more customer acquisition bonuses. It allows me to create more volume bonuses. And it sure allows me the opportunity to start dominating more in leadership bonuses, or at least set the game up to be able to do it. And you got to connect with a strategy. Like, look, here's an idea. Currently, where you are, if you want to win financially, there's 3 types of income, right? There's earned income, there's passive income, and there's portfolio income. Those are the 3 types of income. And then it gives you a total income, right? A money strategy. So based on what you currently do, what type of income do you currently earn? What type of income do you currently get? What type of earned income currently comes to you today? For most people, it's only earned income. They just go trade their time for money and it stops there. And then they go and they spend it because their expenses either equal their earned income or their expenses exceeds their earned income, putting them into debt, putting them into the opposite direction of financial freedom, right? So what type of incomes do you receive currently, right? And then there's passive income, right? So you've built a business and that business has some sort of passive residual type of income to you every single month. Not sometime in the future, it's every single month right now. Do you have passive income? And then the third one is portfolio income, meaning your money goes to work for you every single day of every single week of every single month of every single quarter of every single year, and it provides you portfolio income, meaning your money makes you more money for yourself, right? Your money makes you more money for yourself. What would it feel like? What would it feel like to have your portfolio income outpace your passive income and outpace your earned income, right? And so there's a way to look at it. I could capture you with a vision of doing it, and I could connect you to a strategy to actually get it done. And there's actually a formula you can follow. Does your money work for you, right? All you have to do is take your total income, right? Your earned income, your passive income, and your portfolio income, and that's your total income. What you do is you take your portfolio income and you divide it by your total income, and it gives you a percent, right? It gives you a percent. You take your portfolio income and you divide it by your total income, and it gives you a percent of how good are you at having your money go to work for you every single day of every single week of every single month. And it's a fascinating thing when your portfolio income outpaces your total income, your earned income, right? It's a fascinating thing when your portfolio income outpaces your earned income. And most people don't have a vision for how to do that in their life. Most people don't have a strategy to how to do that in their life. But that's why I love the mission of this company, is to innovate wealth creation for humanity. It means that if you're willing to go to work every single day, if you're willing to talk, if you're willing to recruit, if you're willing to build, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to lead, if you're willing to influence, if you're willing to empower, if you're willing to stand up, get knocked down, and stand back up, get knocked down, stand back up, if you're willing to practice, if you're willing to give a presentation, if you're willing to capture capture out this vision of what it is that we're doing, if you're willing to continue to go to work on yourself and become the best version of yourself, if you're willing to go through the inertia, if you're willing to go through momentum, if you're willing to hit a breakthrough moment, if you're willing to understand self-awareness and self-management and social awareness and social management, if you're willing to say, you know what, here's a destiny, here's a vision, what I have for myself, and this is where I'm going to go, you have a shot. You have a shot in Success Factory to allow yourself the opportunity to know what it feels like to have a higher percent of your income come from your portfolio income. And we've got products that are designed to do it. We've got experts that understand what we're doing, and it's just the beginning. We're just beginning to evolve into the revolution that's going to shock this industry, that's going to shock other people into awakening themselves to say, I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of being asleep. I'm tired of listening to my ego. I'm tired of not getting what I need out of my life. And it's time for me to start chasing after my destiny. That's what we're doing here. That's why I can't wait to talk to everybody about it at the end of February at our Digital Dubai event. It's always an honor and it's always a privilege to be with you all. And with that, I'll turn it back over to our awesome, beautiful, lovely studio back in the Netherlands.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you, Jason. We are over here live again. Wow. And I like always that you mention, are you working for your money? Yes, you have to work hard and smart. There's no way out. But when you make the money, make sure that you start with a portfolio of money that is going to work for you. Because otherwise, you will stay working like crazy till the end of your life, and you will actually end up with nothing. So at which moment are you understand that as part of the money that you earn, you must start that money is going to work for you. And you know what? Our company has the perfect solutions for that. We started with the deck coin, and let's be honest, when it went from let's say 1 cent, half a cent to 82 cents, and you are really able to use those coins package, I did, gentlemen, and the moment we started in 2002 cents, now it's 82 cents. Now you pay up to 100 coins for an package. Can you imagine that back for the 1200 coins that we paid only 2 cents? Do your calculation. We came out with Forex Insiders and now we update it. Dubai is upcoming. Get your tickets over there because then you will really understand what means that the money is going to work for you. So, and as well, we have the view, ladies and gentlemen. We have the view. You know, we had a little break, and in that break, when Craig and Jason were talking, I was thinking, and we were brainstorming, and we came up with some ideas. It went left and right, and you know, I'm going to call Roald in. Roald, are you there? Because I think I prepared something, you know, and you give me the freedom to prepare something, and look what I did. I have written a whole report. These are actually the 10 countries that are the best sold. So here you see the percentages, and normally we always do. We pick 2 out of the 1,000, 2 out of the 500, 2 out of the 250, 2 out of 120, and 2 out of the black balls. So I've written down 10.
But we already have a lot of regions right now that already have double the units, like from the voting. Then we added some extra last week already.
Yes.
I was more thinking about 3, 4, 5 maximum.
Yeah, but I write all of these things down here.
I know, but
Yeah,
it's a little bit too much.
You only want to do 3, only this ones? No, we normally do
This is
10 on top of it. You only want to do.
Yeah, but we have also last week we did 3 new regions, right? No, we actually did 4 or 5. I remember because in the end we added Canada as well. There was a battle going on.
Yeah.
How many of those are sold out?
No, but they are doing well. I have something else prepared. You know, I have here a whole list. I'm coming back on that. But you know, this we have 9 countries and look, these are the differences. I want to come back. I want to explain them what is happening. And look,
we did a lot of the view calls.
Look over here, 1,200.
We did a lot of the view calls also last week.
Yeah, and
how did that go?
Yeah, very well. You know, you see, I can show you that it worked well. I think 3. Yeah, 3.
Let's make it 5 because this
5,
is a good 5.
No 5.
And then,
5.
And then we'll do 5. But if one is sold out, then we just add one more extra.
No, 5 is, you know, then you come here and look, between these, look, this 75%, and this is 73%, 72%, 71%. You look, this is.
But you even have some, this is only half of Mexico, it's Seychelles, is.
Yeah, but these are very close to each other. Cannot that we do, when we do 3 or 5, look, that is this.
Okay, you know what we do? Everything above the 70%, we do it in. But you can also try to negotiate and we bring it back to 5.
So you want to do 8?
We do 8, but we don't do 8. We do all the regions that is above the 70%, which is down in this case 8. Or we can do 5.
No, we can do that 8. We have now that 8. But you know,
we can also go to 3 back.
No. Hey.
Just saying.
The people, you cannot lift the skirt and do it, you know, give the people, have a candy and then say, no, I don't give you. No, you say, see, you know what I suggest?
But I know if you're talking with children and you say, hey, can I have a candy? You give one and then they say, yeah, but can I have one more?
Yeah.
And then, at a certain moment you say, you know what, give me all the candy back. You ask too much.
Yeah, but then they have them already in the mouth. He has given them. He cannot take it.
So you're going to do the first 8 in your mouth?
Yeah, I have them. We have, you know.
Chewing on them?
What do you think? That you want to do the 8?
Yes.
The 8. But then
we have to stop the butt.
Now,
you want to keep on talking?
What
I do my finger here. For every word that you say right now, I go up.
Roald, you said as well. You said as well. What is sold out? What if we sell out a country? Can we then
Then
add
that is nice, because on top of the 5 from last week, and I think we had 5 or 6 from the voting. Yeah, so I think that's a lot. We're at 7 now. You want to keep on talking?
Yeah, then we do 9. Now, when we sell out, this one is almost sold out. Look, Mauritius is it is a 250 country.
Yeah, but
we
don't even have to. It will sell out anyway. If we do something or not, I think that everybody sees there's only, what is this, 28 units left?
Yeah, 28 units. That can be sold out tonight. So then we have only said, then we can.
I'm actually surprised that you didn't buy them. It's the last
I will do when we get the next one. No, but that motivates the people to get sales. Then you get way more sales when they know that when they sell out this one comes. When we sell out another, this up to this. Then they have.
Will never stop.
Then they fight.
And this is still from the beginning of the month, where you promised me not to bring up anything anymore.
Hey, but I do it for the people. I do it for them. You know.
Yes, because you don't buy them.
I buy them as well, but I have them already. Honestly, you can log in.
We'll do it with the 8?
Yes, good.
And that's it.
And then we sell out one. We
add another one?
Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, man, the people work their butts off. It's for them. Hey. Okay. He said yes.
Don't do this on live television.
So, that means we draw the line here.
You know, there's already some things going on in the Netherlands with live shows and television things. So
yeah, but we are friends, you know. As friends, you when you cannot do, you know, it's not only business, it's friendship. This is network marketing.
So that means that we have 8?
Yeah, we have 8.
And when this one is sold out, we go
to that
one down.
Yes. And then it's up to the people. When they really want Mexico, they have to sell out another one.
I will do some preparations, and you can explain a little bit about the other regions that you
good. Wow.
Good. See you in a minute.
You put them on right now.
I don't like to do it next week. You want me to do it next week?
No, go. Boom, boom. I like a boom, boom, boom. Woo! We have another 8 regions. Hallelujah. Inshallah. Hare Krishna. I have to learn the 4th one. I don't know. Another language that has something spectacular. So, ladies and gentlemen, you look at it. This is beautiful because all those countries are 250, 500, 500, 125. Means that besides the 9 that we have, we now have 8 new regions, double the unit till the end of the month. And that means as well that you can buy the second package with the tech coins till the end of the month. Do you know what that means? Let your people know and put the power on it. Put the power on it, ladies and gentlemen, because we have just a couple of days left. And don't wait till the last moment, because I can guarantee you the last 48 hours, the system is going to go back into maintenance and back. You know why? Because too many people will log in and will get it done. Now, over here. And awareness is everything. That's why I do now 3 times a week. I go over the countries to promote them, to show you what it is, and to let you understand how you must look at this tremendous opportunity. Because the view is as well where the money is going to work for you. And I say it now, here in the call, I don't want you to promise people. Don't overpromise. And make it in a situation that we can do nothing else than under-deliver. We don't talk about 1 or 2 years. No, we have to launch the beta version. We have to launch the alpha version next year. And then the whole procedure starts. So when we talk about contribution, when we talk about potential incomes, it is years from now. Talk about 7 years, talk about 9, talk about 12. You know, the future is bright. And the best way to predict the future is to create it. And that's what we're doing. Now, here are the countries. That is the place where they are. This is the percentages. This is how many there are. So make a screenshot. And this is what is being sold. That means only 28, and this one is sold out. This one, it's a 251 Azerbaijan. Ladies and gentlemen, that means only 300 and Azerbaijan is sold out. But over here, look at this, this is only 200. And St. Petersburg, this is how you must look at it. And now I want to go with the results because I like facts and statistics, ladies and gentlemen. And for this, I'm going to stand at this side. These are the 9 countries that we had so far. We started with Malta, the Dominican Republic, and Siberia, because they were the leftovers of the 5 that we launched this month. We didn't launch them on the 1st, but somewhere at the 10th. And already 2, Gibraltar and the British Virgin Islands, are sold out. The next ones, those 3, are on the run. This is actually how many there are. This is when we started the promotion. When we started last week, I write it down, the percentages. This is how much are sold out now. This is the difference. Here is the difference in numbers. Here's the difference in percentages. Then we launched last week 6 new countries. 6 new countries, ladies and gentlemen. And when you look at it, we had some that were completely directly done, like Japan and Switzerland. They were fastly done. Then Turkey and Iran came in, and we had the rally about Canada and the UK. Now, let's see what you did with that. The blue ones and the green ones are the ones joined last week. This is actually how much percentages were sold. This is how much is now. So you see that Japan sold 5%. When you look at Switzerland, Switzerland sold 10%. So Switzerland did extremely well, but of course, hey, we talk about Switzerland. Then when you look at Canada, Canada only had 2%, ladies and gentlemen. But you must keep in mind as well that Canada had 4,000 units. 4,000, according to Switzerland, 1,800. So it is easier to have a higher percentages of Switzerland than from Canada. Iran, tomorrow, 6 o'clock our time, I will do a special on Iran. Will be the first time that I do a whole special on Iran. We have a huge network, so I have high expectations. So the flyer of this will come in somewhere tomorrow when we have it ready, and at 6 o'clock Amsterdam time, I will go for 1 or 2 hours over Iran. And I really believe that will create the boom. Iran is, this is how much percentage it was. It went 4% up. UK, one of the 2 countries that was actually in the rally. The UK deserved it because the UK went up 7%. And of course, these are countries, UK, Canada, Switzerland, Japan, that are 1,000 euro countries. So there is, you know, percentual, not everybody is able to buy a 1,000. And then the boom, I think, is Turkey. Turkey went up 12%, ladies and gentlemen. 12% Turkey went up. Only the Dominican Republic went up 1% more, 13. But the truth is as well that Turkey has 10,000 units of 250 euro. And look what happened with Turkey. It went from 56 to 68. Absolute numbers, it went from 4,649 units to 6,871. And when you see that, Turkey sold 1,222 units. Okay, it are 250. When you look at Switzerland, they sold 179. So it came as country number 3 out of the results because, of course, 441 to 500 to 1,156 to 1,335. That is 179. Now, 179 units of 1,000 is as well a serious thing. You must always, and this is awareness, ladies and gentlemen. We are not busy with a hobby. This is a business, ladies and gentlemen. And Craig told you all about, and Jason, they go on and on. Are you not only working for money, but which percentages of the money is going to work for you? And Success Factory is the company that has to offer that. So make a screenshot of this. This is what I look day by day. This is my business, ladies and gentlemen. I work hard and smart to build this network marketing organization. I work hard and smart to make commissions. Tomorrow is commission day. La la la. Happy Monday. And on Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen, again, you get commission. And now the question is, what do you do with the commission? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? In my opinion, I use the commission for a big part to reinvest in my organization, to reinvest, to build up my portfolio. I love to build up the portfolio. I look very carefully. Can I do something? Now I see those countries. Of course, I'm going to look. I'm going to look instantly. How much do I have from it? Maybe it's something that I can, when I see Mauritius, 28 units left. Hey, I can always have 1 or 2 more. Maybe one of my kids says, hey, Papa, it's now it's in the sales. It gives double the units in the universal pool. Maybe they say, Daddy, Samoa, we don't have Samoa. What can we do with Samoa? Because I think in the thousands. My kids think, of course, with hundreds. They don't have the same buying power. But maybe something is here. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock, I will do Iran, and I will go into it. So you're welcome. Hopefully on Wednesday, it depends. Need to travel to Dubai, and possibly on Wednesday is the day that I'm flying. So it can be, I will look at that tomorrow. Maybe it's not Wednesday, but it's Thursday. I will do the United Kingdom, and possibly Friday or Saturday, I will let you know, I will do Turkey. And can you imagine that Turkey is already doing like this? So I really believe that, for example, Turkey is one of the countries where I had in mind to sell it out this month. When I come to Turkey and when I get there, you will see it has so much to offer. That is one of those, like Switzerland, it has really a lot to offer. So the upcoming week, I will go over this. Roald, how is it? Let's see, I see that Roald is very busy with the telephone. So how is the status? How is the status?
Well, I think it should be online.
When?
Let me see. I will check. Maybe now.
You have the telephone covered. Wow, holy shit. Let me put my glasses on.
Loading.
Loading. Roll.
Taking his time.
Let the double units come to us.
Probably because we are of everybody.
Let's see. Wow. Hey.
Yes.
Woo!
There they are.
We have them already in. Oh, man. I'm so happy with the office over
but now
here.
also, I'm making notes, so I need to see that it also works. So it's good that you wrote it all down.
Yeah.
So the next week we can see, because now it's still the end of the month. But if nothing happens here, then we just.
I agree.
I agree.
Roald, I completely agree. I fight my way for the people, but you know what? It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Because I can do all the trainings, I can do the things. I see that some people log in and some people let it go. Some people try to protect their teams. I don't know why. They say, no, you cannot, because they want only that the people hear what they have to say. But you know what? On a global call, can you imagine that you have the 2 vice presidents over here and you don't log in? You don't log. You say, no, I will, take out whatever. No, this is mandatory for everybody. When we announce something, when the meeting, when your big leaders, when Kajan or Daniel or Andrea or one of the other Mario is doing a call or thing, log in, it's free. Are you agreeing?
We do it every week. I think that we missed maybe 2-3 weeks in a year.
Yes.
Normally, whenever we can do it, we do the call to inform everybody, to make sure that everybody is updated the
Even
last
from
news,
wherever
the
we
last
are.
promotions, sometimes even promotions that
Yes.
just come up right here.
Can you imagine you're not on the call? You missed this whole, you missed that
and again-
Mauricio is in and you're too late.
And again, I don't know how many times I need to say it, but the event is going to be the
Yeah.
best event of all events. So it's important that you bring all your people on the events and make sure that you get them the tickets. Again, the new launch of Forex Insiders. Number 2, the soft launch of The View. Also know that in 7 days, the second membership with The View with paying with Decoin, it will end. Also, the Decoin packages, we are at the last coins right now, so that means that they will also disappear very soon.
And now the end is near.
Yes.
Yeah,
We still have the
yeah.
Forex Insiders promotion, 6 months pay with Decoin, that is still there, but there's a lot of changes coming, good changes.
Ladies and gentlemen, what can we say? What can we say, Rod? What can we say to those people?
I don't think we can say any more than we already did. I think this is a good time that we let the people be.
Yes, I
and
agree.
get to work.
So,
Yes.
what do we say then?
Strength and honor. It's all about you.
Mwah!